Okay, it's Friday. It's been a great training week so far, and we have a pretty good shoulder session to get through today. So we've got a warm-up, 2 sets, 5 strict presses, then you're going to do 5 push presses. You're then going to do 5 down-ups and 5 inchworm walkouts. If you have a barbell, use those for the strict press and the push press. If you have a kettlebell or an odd object, then use that. You then have a 3-minute EMOM of 10 air squats and 5 press-ups. Just focus on the quality here rather than the speed. Once you've completed that, whether you've got a barbell or a kettlebell or you're using an odd object, the majority of this is going to be the same. First piece is going to be the bit that slightly differs. So if you're on a barbell, you're going to do strict presses, okay, from that front rack position. If you're on a kettlebell, you're going to do L-sit presses, and that's going to be each arm. So it's 5 to 10 on your left, 5 to 10 on your right. If you have a dumbbell, same applies, left and right. If you had an odd object like a slam ball or a med ball, something of that nature, then you can go from the center and then straight up and down. Use 5 to 10 as a good rep range. If you have no kit whatsoever, then you're going to do a pike push-up, and we'll go through those movements in the movement breakdown. So you're going to do 5 sets in total. You're going to do your pressing, if it's barbell, 5 reps. If it's kettlebell or odd object, 5 to 10 reps. You're then going to do 10 loaded dead bugs. You're going to do 30 seconds in a hollow hold immediately after you've done those dead bugs. And you'll work for 5 sets of those. Have between 1 minute and 90 seconds worth of rest, but don't take too long. You want to keep yourself in the flow with those. Once you've done that, you're then going to go into a 5-minute EMOM. So you're going to do either 3 to 5 wall climbs or 5 to 8 inchworms, all right? So you choose which is appropriate to you, whether you have a wall that you want to walk up and down. If you don't have that available, that's absolutely fine, or you're not comfortable with going upside down, then work the inchworms. Once you've done that, guys, you're then going to go into a really nice piece of conditioning. It is 15 minutes. From minute 0 to 5, you're going to do 5 thrusters and 5 burpees on the minute every minute, okay? From minute 5 to 10, you do 6 thrusters and 6 burpees on the minute every minute. And then from minute 10 to 15, you're going to do 7 thrusters and 7 burpees on the minute every minute. Gents, we would suggest around about 40 kilos if you have a barbell. Ladies, somewhere around 25 kilos if you have a barbell. If you have kettlebells or odd objects, use the load that you've got and make it an appropriate workout, guys. All right, have a great workout, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Okay guys, so we're going to hit our warm-up now for our shoulder predominant day. We're going to first off go through 5 strict press, 5 push press, 5 down-ups, and then 5 inchworm walkouts before we go into a little 3-minute EMOM, okay? Whether you have a barbell, a kettlebell, or an odd object like a med ball or a slam ball, the movement is still going to be exactly the same, okay? So I'm going to show you 3 reps of each one of our options, okay? So first off would be with a barbell, okay? So you do 5 strict press, keeping that midline really nice and tight, belt buckle pulled up. Once you've done those 5 reps, you're then going to do 5 push presses. Remember, we're still warming up, so the load is going to be light, and we want to make sure that each rep is an individual rep, okay? If you have a kettlebell, exactly the same applies. You're just going to do this on each arm. So it'll be strict press, then into push press. Making sure we do the push press that we're not sliding the knees and the hips forwards. We're dropping the hips back and down towards the heels, keeping a nice flat foot as we dip and drive, okay? You'll do that 5 one side, swap over 5 the other. If you have a random object, okay, we're going to go exactly the same. Nice and smooth, and then into your push press. All right, nice and easy. So that's going to be the first 2 movements of your warm-up. You're then going to do 5 down-ups. You should be pretty accomplished at these now. So it's down to the floor, pop back up, stand up nice and tall, straight down, pop up and stand. Okay, remember as always guys, you can always walk it down, walk it back up. If you're not comfortable yet, dropping down to the floor, all right? Once you've then done that, you're then going to do 5 inchworm walkouts. So you're going to hinge from the hip, walk it forwards, nice tap plank position, hips up nice and high as you go, tap the toes, and then repeat. Just make sure we're getting that really nice tension through the hamstrings and a really solid plank at the end of that walkout, okay? So that's going to be your first piece, and you're going to do 2 sets of that. Once you've completed that, you're then going to go into a 3-minute EMOM of 10 air squats, okay? And then 5 press-ups. So as always, good variation of options. Full strict pull-up, push-up. You can go down to your knees, or you could go into that snake press-up. Okay? Whichever one that you do, just focus on good quality movement. Don't forget also that prisoner squat is coming really handy for a lot of people, keeping the chest up and getting into a really nice squat pattern. So once we've done that warm-up, guys, we're then going to go into our main piece of work and our main set. It's going to be based around strict pressing motion and then some midline structure before we go on to a little 5-minute EMOM. So, if you have a barbell, you're going to be doing strict presses, okay? Exactly the same as we've just shown in the warm-up, but this time, over each set, you're looking to add a little bit of load. However, we want to make sure that trunk is in a really good position and we're not getting any flexion through the spine, okay? So, if you've got a rack, fantastic, use it. If you don't, clean that barbell up, get into a nice solid rack position, belt buckle up, quads locked, glutes squeezed, feet tucked into the floor, press straight above the head, come back down, straight above, and back, okay? And you're going to do 5 repetitions of that movement. If you have a kettlebell or an odd object, you're going to go down into a seated L-sit press, okay? So it's going to be feet down on the floor, sat up as tall as you can. Try not to let yourself slump. If you feel like you're slumping, pop something underneath your hips so it can raise you up, take a little bit of tension out of the hamstrings. From there, you're going to sit nice and tall and you're going to go 5 to 10 reps on one arm, making sure that as you press, you don't lean back, okay? 5 to 10 reps, swap sides, and then another 5 to 10. Again, if you have an odd object here today, then you're going to do exactly the same. Nice, steady position, getting that head through as the load goes above the head, all right? If, however, you don't have any kit, that's absolutely fine. We're going to continue progressing your pike push-ups. So remember, feet nice and wide apart, hinge from the hips, hands down. From there, we're going to keep the hips up as high as we can, right up onto the tiptoes, loading the shoulders, elbows bend, head between the hands, and push back towards your hips. So down, and then back. Anywhere from this range to touching the floor is absolutely fine, okay? And those variations, it's going to be 5 to 10 reps, 5 to 10 on each arm on the kettlebell, or 5 to 10 reps in total on the odd object, okay? Once you've completed that, you're then going to go down into 10 tempo dead bugs. So you're going to take your load, all right? If you have a barbell, then use a plate. You're going to get into that dead bug position, okay? And you're going to gently extend the legs out, keeping the lower back flat down on the floor, and then repeat. If you feel that's stressing your lower back, go to alternating leg lowers. You're still achieving the same position, but you're just taking a little bit of stress off that pelvis, okay? Once you've done from here, you're either going to go into a 30-second hollow hold with your weight, or you can go into a 30-second hollow hold without your weight. The choice is entirely up to you, but just make sure that you're focused on that back being flat down on the floor, okay? You'll do 5 sets of that, okay? So the entire set is your 5 to 10 presses, your 10 loaded dead bugs, and then your 30-second hollow hold at the end. Rest about 1 minute to 90 seconds between, okay? We're then going to go into a 5-minute EMOM. You need a wall for this one, for your wall clamps. If you don't have a wall, then we're going to do inchworm press-ups, okay? So if you are doing them with a wall, if you get your wall climb in, you're going to start flat down on the floor with your toes just tapping the wall. You're then going to go up into a press-up. Walk the feet up the wall, walk the hands towards the wall as far as you see fit, and then on the way back down, walk both the hands and the feet down at the same time. If you're uncomfortable with doing that, guys, you're going to go up, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back down, all right? So that's option 1. Just make sure that you're comfortable doing those, and you're going to do 3 to 5 reps. Option 2 is going to be your inchworm with a press up. So hinge in the hip, walk forwards, 1 press up, walk back out, and repeat, okay? And you're going to hit anywhere between 5 and 8 reps of those. And that is going to be every minute on the minute. That will get pretty intense. So make sure that form is perfect and that you are not compromising form for speed, okay? So, once we've done that, it's time for a really nice piece of 15 minutes, all right? So it's a 15-minute EMOM. Every 5 minutes, you're going to increase the reps by 1 rep. So it's going to start with 5 thrusters, 5 burpees. Then it will be 6 thrusters, 6 burpees, and then 7 thrusters, 7 burpees, okay? So minute 0 to 5 is 5 and 5. Minute 5 to 10 is 6 and 6. Minutes 10 to 15 is 7 and 7, okay? 2 simple movements, guys, all right? Whether you've got a barbell, kettlebell, or an odd object, the movement is still exactly the same, all right? So we're going to go through bar up to the top, full squat, straight up, back down, straight up. So you're going into that front rack position for your squat, driving hard out of the legs to drive that bar, okay? If you have a kettlebell, exactly the same, all right? Straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. If you have a very light kettlebell, please feel free to do those each arm. So 5 each arm, 6 each arm, 7 each arm, for example. Or if you have a heavier kettlebell, first minute, do it on your right, second minute, do it on your left, and just alternate arms each round, okay? With the kettlebell, make sure knuckles tucked underneath the chin, wrist is locked straight, it's not bent. As we squat, we're down and punch towards the ceiling. As we come back down, kettlebell comes under the chin, down, and drive back up, okay? Whether you have your odd object, the movement is still exactly the same. Once you've done your reps of your thrusters, you're then going to do your reps of burpees. Straight down, straight up, okay? 2 very simple movements, guys, but a very, very effective workout. Push yourself through these. You're going to really have to get into your headspace on that 7 and 7. Good luck with it, enjoy, and we'll see you back tomorrow.